Hi, friends. Welcome to Coffee Break with Dr. Michelle Alignay. It's afternoon. I'm going live in a different time slot for this Tuesday alone, and maybe this week also on a Thursday. But the internet connection might not just cooperate because of some technical difficulty, but I guarantee you we're still going to have the conversation, our kwentuhan and our kapihan. But I'm going to have my lemongrass or tanglad tea for this afternoon. So go get your own coffee, grab your drink, and let's talk about self-worth and relationships. Alam ko, I've talked about self-worth already, self-worth as adults already, maybe a few weeks or months back. But now, let's look at it how it relates with different family concerns, different family issues, and how we are in relationships. So please join me. Join me this afternoon. Hello, friends. I miss you. I miss coffee break. So kahit na gaano ko kapagod today, because I had a webinar this morning, um, I'm still going to talk to you. I'm still going to do coffee break because this for me also, it's like sabihin natin, it's like therapy. It's like talking to friends, and I hope that you feel the same way. So join me this afternoon. Share this to family and friends. And this afternoon, I hope that we can be very interactive with what we're going to talk about. So hi everybody. Hi to all of you who are here with me this afternoon. Say hi. If you're much excited like me to go through this topic that is rarely talked about as adults. Bakit ko inuulit or bakit ko kailangan pag-usapan ang self-worth in the context of relationship? I think you've heard about this many times. You've heard about how a person relates with other people. It's because of the self-worth. Maraming feeling nila nawala ng pagkatao nung nawalan ng trabaho. Maraming nawalan ng kanilang sarili. Hindi naman nawala sa sarili, but they feel that they lost a big part of them just because they cannot go out, just because of the lockdown. Why? I would like to ask you first, those friends who are here, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word self-esteem? That's our topic, self-worth, self-esteem. It's used interchangeably. There are just some technical differences. But what's the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the word uh, self-worth or self-esteem? Ayan. Ako ang magtatanong sa inyo. Ano ang naririnig nyo? Ano ang, as I said, what's the thing? What's the word? What's that insight that comes to your mind when you hear the word self-esteem? Because that's our topic for this afternoon. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? So please put that in the comment section. I am more than willing to wait for your answers. So while you're sharing this to friends and inviting friends to come over, please do share what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear it. So for those of you who are listening, I just would like you to answer on your own. Ayan, ano ang naiisip mo? Pag narinig mo yung word na self-esteem, ano yung naiisip mo? Ayan, may nagsabi dito ay self-respect. Ayan, what else? So, Maria Cynthia said self-respect. Sabi ng iba, self-love. Ayan. Hi, Faith. So, sabi ng iba, self-love. Alam niyo, tinan yung textbook ko. It's a textbook that I'm preparing for my graduate school class. So, this is the reference. But promise, I'm not going to be a lecturer for you, but a lecturer for my students. But I will be your friend to journey with you and to explain with you some concepts that are very needed in relationships. Bakit ba kailangan usapan? Ayan, si Rosemary Lizarondo Antolin. Hello, all the way in California. Alam niyo yung topic na yan, I love talking about it. Honestly, I love talking about it. Because if you would realize only how much of ourselves is invested in relationships, then you would try to value self-worth. Sandy's self-confidence is just the outer definition. But you know, a person who is very confident can also be a person with a lack of self-worth. Do you know that? So self-confidence, that's just the external way of a person handling herself. But self-esteem or self-worth, it's very internal and it's very intricate and it's even very critical for us adults who are in relationship. And why did I say that? When I was doing one-on-one counseling, I always share with you I've been doing one-on-one counseling before, but I do not do it now because I've moved I shift in my career. When I was doing with that, I'm doing my one-on-one counseling. You know what's the first thing that I always try to explore, even though without the person or without the client telling me that that's the issue. What I've noticed is that this is my observation, especially adults, especially women. What I've noticed is that when a person is in having a problem regarding marital concern, another one it's parent-child relationship. It always lies down with the value of self-esteem. Kung paano pinapahalagahan ng tao yung sarili niya. Many times, the issue of a child, many times, I'm not saying all the time, sometimes the issue of the child, it's not actually the issue of the child. The issue of the child is the issue of the parent. Bakit? Ginawa nating badge yung anak natin. Minsan, yung marriage, hindi siya issue ng individual differences or sinasabing irreconcilable differences. Kasi minsan, ang totoong issue ay ang pagpapahalaga ng bawat isa, the partners towards each other. Dito papasok yung sinasabi natin na this is where we can gauge what was said, yung our sense of completeness in the relationship. How are we completing each other? So let's reflect on that word. So we say, pag ba nagkarelasyon tayo, they complete us. Yan. I think for those of you who have been following this coffee break, you've heard me say that many times. A relationship do not actually complete us, even though that's your marriage. Even though, we're so happy we have a family, we have our kids with us, like for moms like me, I cannot say that yes, I have the sense of fulfillment because of my children, but I am not my children. I have a sense of, I feel loved and I feel cared for because of my husband and because I have a marriage. But I am not my marriage. Are you getting me, friends? Nakukuha niyo yung ibig kong sabihin dito. So another area, when I say I am so fulfilled as a mom, fulfillment is that you are full. But it doesn't, I don't like saying, they complete my life. I don't want my kids to be the one to complete my life. I want my life to be complete, period. But I don't want to depend on my kids to complete my life. Because what if my kids fail me? What if my kids would or they want a life of their own? And what if suddenly everything happens for a reason? How will it be? So do you see that, friends? Na we focus on our sense of completeness when we have family and but you know what's the real deal? We're supposed to be complete in ourselves. We're supposed to be finding completeness in how we are as a person, how we are as an individual. Because that self-esteem, it's already there in us. As my favorite um, author Virginia Satir said, that self-esteem is already inherent in us. Meron na talaga tayong esteem or belief in ourselves, in our capacity. But it's waiting for the right opportunity and nurturance to come out. So kung maliit pa tayo, kaya alam nyo, critical sa bata na palakihin with the right self-esteem, with the healthy self-esteem, or pagpapahalaga sa sarili. Yan po yan. Hindi yan self-confidence. Ibang-iba siya sa self-confidence. Because it's important because who are you as a person? What are you capable of and what are we capable of not doing, right? Are we only good for what we can offer or are we only good because of who we are? So can you reflect on that, friends? Many times we, as adults, ang nangyayaring problema, who we are, yung pagkatao o kung sino talaga tayo. We connect ourselves kung ano yung kakayahan natin. Masyado na tayong naging complicated. Complicated na tayo. We're so complicated in our lives. Hi, Mara, from Los Angeles, California. We're so complicated in our lives that what happens is that our career, our titles, our family, na ipundar natin gamit, nagawa natin sa buhay, awards, titles, we become stuck in our, let me say this, curriculum vitae, bio note or profile. Maybe even your news feed in Facebook or Instagram, we become so fixated that our value for ourselves becomes so anchored in what we've accomplished as a person. That's why minsan, alam nyo, meron akong mga encounters with different people. They are so devastated if they need to shift gears na mawawala yung trabaho ko. It's normal. But if we'll become so depressed because of that loss, and then maybe because we've invested the whole of us in that aspect of our lives alone. That's why what I notice is that many parents become so fixated in being parents. I have to say this, friends. Can I talk straight with you? Many parents have invested so much in being parents. Many parents have invested so much in being, full-time mom or working mom, pero ikaw pa rin yung hands-on sa lahat. And you're so proud na you're not asking help from anybody but yourself. And that superwoman, it becomes our badge. Being a full-time mom while working, it has become our badge. What do you mean badge? Yung badge, yung nakalagay dito, kung sino ka. And many people, their titles have become the badge. Like ako, minsan parang, Doc, ano nga title mo? Alam niyo, pwede naman talagang matanggal yung mga letra. I have how many letters after my name if we will put this in the professional level? And you're calling me doctor. But let's remove that. I'm still Michele. So remove being as a family psychologist, a person you hear talking to you in coffee break. Will I still be someone? Maybe in the eyes of the world, I am someone, or maybe I'm not someone. But maybe in my eyes, in the eyes of the one who made me, I am a child of God. I am Michele, period. And today we celebrate the Feast of the Archangels. Michelle's name, it says godlike. It's the same with Michael, Saint Michael Archangel. So yan ang pinanggalingan ng pangalan ko. But you see, you have to realize, saan mo ba ina-anchor yung pagkatao mo? And that's a good reflection for us adults. Kasi alam nyo, when we were younger, as kids, as children, and as parents, you have to remember that we are developing our children's self-esteem on the way we treat them. How we deal with them, when we affirm them na anak, ang galing mo, anak, you're capable of doing this. When we boost their self-esteem, they feel that they are important, they feel that they're valuable, and they feel that they can contribute and they are loved. So, ilagay natin siya sa pagiging adult. In the younger years, meaning the childhood years, that's the formation of self-esteem. Self-esteem is the sense of being lovable and capable as confirmed by others. It's the sense that I can contribute something of myself in other means. So again, sense of being lovable and capable, that's one. Affirmed by other people, that's two. And three, it's that sense that I can contribute and I can be a part of the bigger picture, of the bigger mission, and I can contribute to the universe. So the first one, it's about the self. The second one, it's about the affirmation of the third of other people. And the third one, it's how are we going to contribute? Friends, as younger kids, ito, ang dependent tayo nung maliit tayo with the affirmation of other people and how they make us feel loved and accepted. Right? Diba? Parang Do you remember that first program that you entered when you were young? And do you remember how your mother would fuss na kailangan ito yung attire mo, ito yung costume, and kahit na hindi naman talaga tayo nagsayaw ng matino, di ba, when we were in preschool, but for our parents, it is sense of accomplishment for us to stand there in the stage, and that is something important. So the second one, and that gives us a sense of being lovable and capable. Can you say that with me? Being lovable and capable. Can you put that in the comment section, friends? That self-esteem is that sense of being lovable and capable. And never forget that. Because along the way, we are affirmed by people. We are put down by people. Ayan. So kung yung sense of being lovable and capable natin, hindi tayo nalagyan ng magagandang deposito ng magulang natin, yung sense of being lovable and capable as confirmed and affirmed by other people, there's a problem. Bakit? Butas. Walang laman. For example, this mug. That sense of being, this is our chamber or the person, that sense of being lovable and capable, we feel that, we know that, we have that, but it's affirmed by people. So nagiging, di ba, ang isang bagay, when it is reinforced, it becomes stronger. So going back to self-esteem, kung tayo alam natin sa sarili natin, kaya ko, tayo na-affirm, hello, I'm back. I'm sorry. We are having technical difficulties. Um, at least this is still my broadcast, and thank you. I thank God for this StreamYard. Thank you to Ryan Silvanera for the StreamYard. So going back, if that vessel of ours, going back to self-esteem, if that vessel of ours is filled and is affirmed, pero kung meron disconnection na nangyari at hindi na-affirm, and then it will not be reinforced. Hindi tayo maniniwala sa sarili nating kakayahan kasi tinawag tayong pangit, tinawag tayong walang kwenta, tinawag tayo na walang silbi when we were younger. So there's disparity, there's disconnection. But if we have become lovable and capable, we felt that we are loved and we are capable, and then it's affirmed by other people, then napupuno yung self-esteem natin. Ang mahirap, mga kaibigan, kung halimbawa, we feel lovable and capable, but it's not confirmed by people around us, the important people in our lives when we were younger. We will go on with our adulthood looking for other sources of self-esteem. Kaya tayo naghahanap sa ibang way. Kaya yung iba, ito honestly, have you encountered people na bakit parang dun sa relasyon na yun, hindi siya makaalis, talagang napaka-dysfunctional na nung relationship. She's psychologically abused or, hindi na healthy, toxic na yung relasyon, bakit hindi siya makaalis? Or, meron naman taong palipat-lipat, ba't ganyan ba yung laging karelasyon mo? Parang ikaw na lang yung laging dehado. Because some people, if their self-esteem is not built when they were younger, they go on looking for the right relationship or the right way to feel their self-esteem. Kaya ko sinasabi na hindi porke confident ang isang tao, mataas na yung self-esteem or maayos yung self-esteem. Why? Because a lot of people, they just pad up their self-esteem by their titles, by the brands that they wear, by the places they've been to, by the relationships they had, by the material things they have, and maybe even the work or the status in the community that they are enjoying. So they fill it up with external things. But friends, self-esteem is really personal and it's really internal. Why? Sense of being lovable and capable. When we were younger, other people will affirm us. Pero ngayong matanda na tayo, friends, kung nag-iintay pa rin tayo nang somebody will affirm us, ang galing-galing mo. Salamat sa lahat na nag-affirm sa akin. Thank you. But if I would be a person who don't have the proper self-esteem, alam nyo, siguro feeling ko ngayon artista na ako. And I will be forever waiting for your affirmation. And I would be waiting for me. I would be forever waiting for your adoration. And I would be asking you to keep sharing and liking. And I would want to have so many followers on this page. I would be very hard sell. I would not be I would not be true to my core and to my calling because I have that third if I would wait for you to affirm me, and kung wala akong makuhang affirmation from you, walang nag-share, walang nagsabi na ang galing mo, Doc Itchel, baka hindi na ako tumuloy ng episode na to. Why? Because my sense of worth is dependent not on what I do, but on your affirmation. As adults, our challenge is that you don't wait for people to affirm you. You start affirming yourself. Because that's the third area. Remember, it's the sense of being lovable and capable. That's the first part. The second is that affirmed by other people. And the third part, we are capable of contributing to the society, to the bigger world, to a bigger mission. So kung tayo ay puno sa sarili pa lang natin, pag yung ibang tao, in-affirm tayo as adults ha, magkaiba to ang bata, dependent on other people to help build their self-esteem. As adults, we are dependent on ourselves. Joy, that's exactly what I'm saying. As adults, we are dependent on ourselves to be able to continuously and consciously build our self-esteem, to build who we are. Are you getting me? I'll repeat. When we were younger, we're dependent on other people to continuously build our self-esteem. As adults, it's up to us to build our self-esteem because a lot of who we are, it's about our sense of being lovable and capable. If others affirm that as adults, that's a bonus. But that is not the prototype anymore of self-esteem. Because ideally, kilala natin yung sarili natin. Ideally, as adults, we are aware of ourselves, as I said. The second, we value ourselves. Kilala ko sarili ko, pinapahalagahan ko yung sarili ko. So the third one, because pinapahalagan ko ang sarili ko, pupunuin ko yung sarili ko ng pagmamahal. Kung bigyan nila ako, that's a bonus. Remember, kung bigyan tayo ng iba, that's a bonus. Your affirmation of what I do, their bonus. Others' affirmation of what you do, there's a bonus. Bakit? Alam nyo, kaya nating mag-overflow. The third area. The third area of self-worth, sense of being lovable and capable. The second, as confirmed by others. The third, we are connected to the universal chain, to the bigger mission of the Lord. We have a purpose. So that third, because of these two, you can overflow in the third. But, look at this. If our sense of self-esteem is only dependent on what we can do for others in fulfilling the so-called life mission, and it's dependent on the affirmation of other people, what if there's no purpose? Sino ka? What if matanggal yung way mo to help? Mamatay itong internet connection ko. Wala nang coffee break. Paano kung mag-flop yung project? Baksak. Paano pag wala nang kumuha sa akin? Wala na akong kliyente. What if I lost my work? Sino ka? So, tanggal to. Second area, affirmation of other people. What if people stop noticing? What if people would not tell you you are loved? What if everybody in your life is so busy to notice you? Sino ka? Butas to. Are you getting me, friends? So kung yung una pa lang, baksak na tayo, the sense of being lovable and capable, the sense that we are special, the sense that we are, kaya siya esteemed speaker, esteemed person, valued, worth, may halaga. Kung dito pa lang, we know internally who we are, we love ourselves the way we are, as is where is, self-esteem is loving yourself amidst its imperfection and amidst its goodness. Pareho tayo niyan eh. Alam mo yung kakayahan mo, alam mo yung hindi ka magaling. Alam mo yung weakness mo, alam mo yung limits mo, alam mo rin yung strengths mo. And you put it beautifully together. So friends, if you look at that, kaya maraming relasyon na bumabaksak. Kasi dependent siya dun sa affirmation at saka dun sa sense of purpose. So for example, hindi mo kilala yung sarili mo, pero meron ka nitong dalawa. Hindi mo mahal ang sarili mo, pero meron ka nitong dalawa. Tanggalin mo yon. Those external manifestation, those external areas of self-esteem. Isn't it that it will be nothing? That is why it brings about the question, how is your self-esteem as an adult? Because it always go back to that sense of being lovable and capable as confirmed by others. In my community, the feast, we have this prayer, the prayer of abundance. And there's a line there, I am God's beloved. To begin with, minahal na tayo ni Lord. To begin with, mahal niya na tayo, kaya niya tayo ginawa. We are already loved in itself. We are already beloved. And no matter what we do, if we do something for Him, if we do something for our loved ones, that adds up to us, but it is not us. Are you getting me? So self-esteem is tanggap mo at mahal mo yung sarili mo. Kung sino ka at kung ano yung kaya mong gawin. Kaya di ba napakahirap as adults? Kung sa tingin natin mahal lang tayo ng tao, kung ano yung kaya natin ibahagi at kung ano yung kaya natin ibigay, yun yung pinakamahirap, friends. Sometimes we feel, if you are feeling down, you are feeling you need to get to know yourself again. Check your self-esteem. On our next episode, we'll do that. Ngayon, dinedefine ko sa inyo kung nasan tayo. You have to check, where are you anchoring your self-esteem? Where are you anchoring your love for yourself? Is it because of who you are and what you are capable of? Or are you dependent on other people for? Do you love yourself dahil, what if hindi mo na magawa yung favorite food ng pamilya mo? What if wala kang kapasidad na tulungan yung anak mo at saka yung asawa mo? What if you're a sister and then for some reason, you cannot assist your parents or you cannot assist your siblings? Will you be less loved? If these people will love you less because of that, it means they're just fixated with what you can offer, not with who you are. Make sense? Are you still with me? Masyado bang marami itong sinasabi ko, friends? That is why I really, really like to talk about self-esteem as adults. Kasi in different areas of our lives, it varies. It varies. Nagbabago. Alam niyo yung sinasabi kong the sense of being lovable and capable? Nabuo yan nung maliit tayo. As confirmed by others, nabuo yan nung maliit tayo. Pero tuloy-tuloy yan nabubuo. And then yung third, that we are connected to the universal chain and then we have a purpose and a mission. Now that we are older, we're supposed to be fulfilling that. But I hope you remember that your life is not all about this. Your life is not all about the mission. Your life is not all about the purpose. Our lives is beyond that. Beyond what we can offer. Because that, what we can offer, is supposed to be based on our value for ourselves. But if this, what we can offer, is based on the assurance only of other people, based only because nakakakuha ko ng affirmation, I get likes and followers, because other people like me because of what I'm doing and how I'm making them feel, then that's not the real self-esteem. Because maraming temporary sa buhay. Maraming pwedeng mangyari, maraming pwedeng mawala sa atin. Kaya ang sana hindi mawala sa atin mga kaibigan, yung pagpapahalaga natin sa sarili. We are responsible as adults for how we are building ourselves, rebuilding our self-esteem. Can you say that with me? Can you type that in the comment section? Rebuilding our self-esteem. So in our adulthood, you have to revisit. Una, that's the steps that I need you to check. To check. You have to revisit who you are. You have to answer, do I love myself despite of what I am, despite of who I am, of what I can do and what I cannot do, amidst your perfections and imperfections? How are you with that? So revisit that. Another one, the second one, I need you to redefine your self-esteem. Redefine yourself. You have to redefine it. So first is revisit, second is redefine. Ano ba yung pagpapahalaga mo sa sarili ngayon? Kasi I'm sure your answer in high school retreat is different from how you were during your first relationship in college or when you were working. At kung ikaw ay binayo na ng buhay at ng pandemya, I'm sure iba rin yung pagpapahalaga mo sa sarili ngayon. So the second one is redefine. Where are you anchoring your self-esteem? That's my question. First is revisit. Second is redefine. Third, you continuously rebuild. We continuously rebuild our self-esteem, friends. Kasi lagi na lang yan nababayo, lagi na lang yan at risk. Pero sana alam nyo, in any relationship, in any work, in any purpose that we are fulfilling, never forget that sense of self. Let's always take care of that. Let's always make sure that, hey, pwedeng magkagulo yung labas, pero yung loob ko, I am at peace with who I am. Medyo, minsan pagewang-gewang, minsan napapraning, minsan kung anong nangyayari, pero nandyan at intact. Nagugulo, nababayo, pero intact. Hindi nawawala yung parts. Sumasabay lang at nagre-redefine. So we have to continuously rebuild it and check where we are. Napakalalim nitong conversation natin, friends. Pero alam niyo ba, ang napansin ko, I would end with this mindset. Ang daming mga adults, they don't know who they are. I hope that I am helping you get to know who you are again. So, pagbalik natin sa Thursday, I hope you have reflections to share with me, kahit na magkalayo tayo. Don't forget, thank you, Annalisa, for doing this. Friends, your assignments, revisit, redefine, and continuously rebuild your self-esteem. Because when you've done that, then you know you are on your way to healthy relationships. Because the template of many relationships is how we value ourselves. How do you value yourself? How do you feel that you are worthwhile? And how do you nourish your self-esteem? That's the questions that I will leave with you. I hope this has helped you, friends, because self-esteem and relationship, they go hand in hand. And I am reminding you, it's self-esteem, yan yung anchor ng self-love. Self-confidence, may taong confident pero walang self-esteem. So anong gusto nyo? Yung tinatawag nating self-care, kaya nabubuo lalo yung self-esteem kasi pinapahalagahan natin yung sarili natin na alagaan. Friends, kahit gano'n natin kamahal, yung mga tao natin na nakapaligid sa atin at mahal natin sa buhay, remember, tayo lang at kay Lord nakadepende yung pagbuo ulit ng self-esteem. Remember, we are God's beloved. Period. And that is what is expected of us. Thank you for joining me again in this session of Coffee Break. I hope you join me on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. for another session. But I hope that you share this. You share with me your insights after this. You put that in the comment section. And let's talk about those comments when we go back to the next session on Thursday. Same topic, same time at 1:30 p.m., same channel. Thank you and God bless you all.